Welcome, everybody. We've got lights, camera. All right. We've got camera. Anyway, lights. What's up? Happy Friday. Ask me what happened, man. Yesterday you said you couldn't you couldn't use Streamlabs to make a donation for our streaming. Our world senior. You donated 2356 to our fund, and it didn't go in. Now the Streamlabs donations don't work at all. What's up, man? Fill me in on what's going on there. It's not possible now for you to. What's going on? All right. Do appreciate it though. Thank you, sir. I like your Bobby Fischer quote. They asked me what year it was, what month it was, etc. I easily answered those stupid questions. What what was that like when he got arrested in Pasadena or something? Um, buddy, what's up? What's up? We missed you. Nedog, good morning. Been sadly missing some streams. Yeah, I mean I don't have any viewers. Um, Basically by streaming by splitting it up on Kick and and Twitch, it seems like I've been losing viewers. So Nedog, we need you more than ever. But we try to navigate these tricky waters. In the good old days, Bijak just gifted a tier 1 sub, and it went to Allegrise, who I don't know. That's a new player. Cool. Nedog, good to have you. I, yeah, we're sad to miss you, too. I, keep wanting to say something, and I forget what it was. So, apparently Kick is on the no pay list, and when I tried Streamlabs, it bounced it. Ooh. Yeah, I guess Kick may be dubious in some circles. It's owned by like a gambling site, someone said. I don't know about that, but um you have OTB. It's going terrible. Yeah, I wondered where you were. Um okay, Astrid, I got that, but what does Kick have to do with Streamlabs? Because you were on Kick when you tried to use Streamlabs, you're saying? Something like that? Maybe you're on your phone, or it's like a phone app thing, or, I don't know. But stick to the computer. If you want to make a donation on Streamlabs, I guess it's safer to do it here. Rim Shock. Konnichiwa. I don't speak Japanese, but I'm willing to learn. Isn't that like some? What is there, like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie or something? What's going on? Okay, let's get my phone out of here because it sometimes interferes with stuff. I've got a challenge from Bijak, or he unchallenged. 2 viewers. Everyone's welcome. We're taking rapid challenges. Just chatting. All right, Schumacher. You have like 0 out of 5. Classical or rapid? Oh man, the Indians are the worst, dude. They're always underrated. The Russians are just good at chess, generally speaking. So that's the problem with your current political situation. I guess Serbia is one of the only countries the Russians can go to. They can come to Hungary too, actually. Hungary is like still Russian friendly, but you have a stronger bond there. So that's a pretty big nightmare. You've got a tournament. Everyone is like, it's not bad enough that the Serbians are good, but you got to have like Indians and Russians too. Yeah, that's pretty bad, man. Not an ideal lineup. Oh, you're playing the tournament. Shredoyevich was like organizing, right? Okay. The Aran Lovag or whatever. Uh huh. Yeah, Golden Horse. The Golden Knight. It's like the Golden Knight. Aran Lo means like Golden Horse in Hungarian. So it's like Golden Knight Open. All right. Schumacher. I've been playing E4 lately. I have some funny games I saved from my anonymous games to share with you guys. The Caro Khan. Oddly enough, this hasn't been played against me in a while. I faced a lot of Frenches for some reason, and an E45 and the Sicilian, but no one seems to play the Caro Khan in the last couple weeks when I've been playing casually. I have this Okay, we should play real chess. Let's not play the weird openings. We'll save that for Wednesday. We'll save that for Wednesday. I'll play what I know. We played one fine game. Okay. Yeah, send it for Thursday. I would imagine like you being an avid Blitz player would probably. I know this. I sing this song constantly, but you would probably play too fast in the classical tournaments. Yeah, I don't want to play anyone from India because they're all underrated. Um, but it's not just the Indians now. I mean, it's a lot of people. Like a lot of ratings are just deflated. I think you play fine until 2 hours. Well, if you're not used to playing long games, it's hard to adjust. Um, it's a totally different thing. I could sit there and play poker for like 13 hours, not get off from the table practically, except to use the bathroom. And I didn't know where the time went. If it depends. If you concentrate, you can kind of like meditate your way to concentration. Um, Bishop G5, Bishop E7. Okay, this is a good move. Like in the past, we've seen people playing like Knight C6. I don't really like playing C5. I don't really like playing C5 against this. In fact, you could essentially. Never mind. It's not a Queen's Gambit. I mean, you got a different position. All right. Thinking of the Queen's Gambit, I had this position with you where I'm black in a Queen's Gambit. With those pawns on C7 and E2, the position is very different. You can't keep motivation more than 2 hours. Then you want to, yeah. That's maybe time for some Ritalin. Concentration or motivation? The ADD starts kicking in. Get bored and stop caring. See this variation? This is what I was aiming for in the Queen's Gambit. It's very solid for black. You got the position I was trying to get against you. And the record is very, very solid for black. Now black has usually B6, I guess. A6, probably not quite as good. But I'm not an expert in this at all. And I always kind of just try to figure it out on the fly. I feel like we had this game before, like Queen D3, B5, Bishop A2, B4, and I can't take it. I vaguely remember that. My other options include, but not limited to, Rook E1 and Rook C1. Preemptive bishop move. This is basically a glorified blitz game, and I never have enough time, and I'm constantly crying about this. Yeah, you gotta ask yourself, what would Asterbait do? Let's just be practical. I'm not gonna play for the Astermate. Yo, Rem shocked. Rem shocked. 420 Cheerio, mate. I'm gonna play a game. Absolutely Rem shocked. Absolutely. Rem chess. Rem chess. We played once before. I've forgotten. Thanks for the donation. Well, not donation, but cheer. Thank you. It is a donation of sorts, but very generous. Thank you. 420. 420 from the Netherlands. Yeah, absolutely. We got the challenge. Play next game. What am I doing? I'm developing my pieces. So Schumacher went with the extended fianchetto. Okay, I mean, positionally, I would say, like, the risk you run when you play this way with black is that the c5 square becomes an outpost for white. That's the disadvantage of b5 versus b6 on the queen side. b5 is a bit more active, but there is a chance that this becomes an outpost, or what is often called like a support point on c5. I don't have time to like analyze too much, and I think I do too much, but I like to point out, important concepts if I can, before it degenerates into a bullet game. Now he played b4, and now we have a major decision. A3 is not protected, but it doesn't mean that we shouldn't consider possibilities where we would like sacrifice that pawn. Most likely I'm taking and playing bishop b1. But I just want to just keep in mind, like, it's important to consider other options. I think that Ponte's pawn is not forced. I could have played maybe knight a4, Ponte's pawn, bishop takes, etc. I'd be pretty surprised if this position hasn't been reached in like a serious game somewhere. It looks very straightforward for both sides. Black should be okay. I think that black has played solid setup and correctly, with the question of a6 and b5 probably not being the most common there. Again, like the more compact b6 is almost certainly the main line. You could win a pawn with bishop takes. Oh, you did that, you greedy. I forgot he could win a pawn. I'm an anti-materialist. Greedy. I don't think that white is really in any danger of losing, though. I mean, honestly, the worst case scenario is like he ends up in an ending with a 4 against 3 on the king side. That's hard to win. And meanwhile, I have some attacking chances on the king side myself. He's hesitating. But why? But why, sir? He who hesitates is lost. Queen takes d4, rook c d1, queen c5, bishop f6, knight e4, queen e5, stuff like that. It hurts to play bishop takes f3, from black's perspective. To sell such a powerful piece for that measly knight on f3, man. It's a major concession, but I get it. You simplify the game and maybe you take this pawn. You could argue black's equal here, I think. But now you've got this question, like, do you actually take that pawn? Should you even take that pawn, If you're a computer, you calculate it all the way, and if it's good, you do it. If you're human, you have to base your decision, either on calculation or intuition. I might be inclined to not take an f3 at all if I was black. Remember when we used to go to tournaments and bring our own wine? Or get wasted at the bar and then play hungover the next day. Now it remembers all the important stuff. He's only slightly exaggerating. You make it sound like it happened every tournament every week or something like that. I mean, it might have happened on occasion. I've been known to drink a little wine or whatever. If you remember bringing wine, you didn't bring enough. I, you know what? Um, Normally I didn't bring my own wine, or maybe I did. Yeah, I guess I would. I would occasionally do that. Yeah, I was in my, but I mean, that I was talking about my like my in my legendary peak peak level when I was like superhuman, almost superhuman. Not quite. I used to occasionally play under the influence. Um, Now what do we do? A little inspiration never hurt anyone. Bishop takes f6 was my original plan. I don't want to see just like massive exchanges of heavy pieces on the open file here. So bishop f6. Bishop f6, bishop f6, knight e4. This is what I was talking about earlier. I don't really like it. But I have knight e4, knight e4, queen e4. I just realized. That's an interesting line. Knight e4, queen e4, g6. Knight e4, queen e4, g6. My bishop on b1 is really not making me happy, dude. This is bumming me out, man. Because I'm seeing these like worlds where that piece just ends up being like absolutely dominated and not relevant at all. That's not a good scenario. You know, I don't want to end up with this being a decoration dominated by the knight on b4. Just slightly hungover sometimes. Mm. Oh. All right. Rook d7 is a draw. Rook d7, queen d7, knight f6 check. Takes. Queen g4 check, king h8. Queen h4. King g7, queen g4. Gotta have better than that. Queen f6. What about knight f6, queen f6? I think that's a better idea. I think it's a better idea. It's a better idea. We got a lot of rook. Oh man, I'm like winning. Wow. We got a lot of rook lifts here. Lots of rook lifts. Oof. So queen check and then... Yeah. The most accurate. I know when I'm sacking his queen. Oof. That didn't go well. But I can't believe it. Knight takes f6, g takes f6. Dude, you played g takes f6. He lost concentration. Oh, you had to play g takes f6 because of queen e4. I'm sorry. That's the point. Yeah. Yep. Wow. Wow. So you're just like lost here. Let's see. Yeah. Oh my god, it happened. Dude, who is this guy? Bijak, who is that guy? Isn't he the guy who like donates a lot of money to people, to streamers and stuff? Nikola Stajcic? No, that's a different guy? Stoyson, okay. But anyway, that's Nikola something too, right? The guy who donates to Ben Feingold. But it's not this guy, is it? He's like a 1600, okay. Alright, just coincidence. Robert Tabensky. Yeah, I guess he's... But isn't Tabensky like... Are those guys Slovakian? I don't even know. Tabensky is Slovakian. Okay, Remchess, thanks for the donation of 420 bits. We had the same game, dude. I played a game. We played a whole game that was played before. That's cool. Good thing I was on the winning side. But at least you played like a master, Bijak. You could say you lost like a 2300. I like this Tabensky guy. He has good style. I never met him, but I've heard of him. He's probably like my age or older. Alright. Roy Lopez. You sent me the game for analysis? Alright. We'll do that next Thursday. I gotta make a new note. 11 viewers. Wow. lichess. Cranking out the viewers. Thursday is Schumacher. Maher. Can't be lurking forever. Oh man, yeah, the Berlin. I had a game yesterday in this. I looked it up, and I've never really seriously studied it too much. This game is supposed to be... Okay, I'm usually playing 7+5 guys. Challenge me to 7+5. Interesting. Yeah, a6 maybe it may be playable. You're making me like think about playing bishop c4 for some reason. Would that make even sense? You know, obviously you can play a form of well, basically just like a 4 knights almost if I take. But it's kind of lame, you know, to play the exchange variation. Knight c3, exchange variation. But maybe a decent one. Take, d3. Objectively not that good. I don't know what the proper move is, though. You know, I guess it's bishop a4. I mean, you can take, but I don't really, you know... I don't really want to play the exchange variation. If I wanted to play the exchange variation, I would play the exchange variation. He says he has no idea what the theory is. Well, anyway, the best move against queen e2 is bishop c5. In fact, the engine thinks it's the only good move. I had a guy who played like d6 against me the other day, and Stockfish thinks like White's advantage is pretty big. So basically, either you play bishop c5 against queen e2 and you have a good position, or you don't and you don't. It's pretty drastic. I analyzed something very similar to this. So you got in bishop c5 anyway. So maybe it's, maybe I gave you like a free pass there. Maybe, a6 I have to take and play some kind of slightly improved exchange variation. I don't know. We'll look at it after the game. This is very sharp, d5. I have my doubts. I think you've pushed the envelope a little too far here. I'm going to assume that this is good for me until further notice. I think d5 is fine, but you should or have to wait maybe a little on that. Castle first, or maybe even b5. I think you probably don't have to do that. You should castle first, and then maybe even rook e8. Castle's the idea of facing off the rook on e8 against the queen on e2. I found that to be very effective, and White is not really in a great place. But this doesn't look good. This doesn't look good for you. Not in love with giving up my late square bishop. But if I do play bishop e3, you have knight a5. Maybe I just, should accept that, and then... No, the point is I'm going to play d4 when I get it. Cheers, maybe this evening. I usually only play blitz while drinking. I only drink while playing blitz. I only drink while playing poker, which is not a good idea, but it's not true. Don't drink while playing poker for serious amounts of money. Maybe casually for low stakes. ABC FIGM 333. Thanks for being part of our stream. You're gonna play monthly arena, classical arena. The thing about the classical arenas, I know this is like really bad, but I've been frustrated by people using engines and stuff. And normally I don't care. Honestly, if they cheat against me in blitz or rapid, it's like, whatever, I resign, I'll go on to the next game. But when it's classical, it's like, damn, dude, I don't want to like spend 30 minutes to find out that this guy is like cheating, So hopefully you don't get any of those guys. When you're a title player, though, there's like a mark on you. You don't have that problem really. Anybody, could cheat, but it feels like people want to cheat against the title players to get scalps. So I'm more likely to get somebody cheating in classical than the average player. This may not have been the best way I played this. I think black has... Well, black has like a little bit of compensation. The bishop's pretty bad, though. He can get in c5 eventually. Yeah, Sensei, I don't mean to discourage people. It's like great if you can... It's great if you can play classical, and don't worry about the cheaters. It's just online chess. Who cares, I want to go like fully Steinitzian here with f4. Man, it's crazy though. I mean, that's crazy. I don't think I should create complications with not a lot of time on the board. On the board, without a lot of time on the board. Objectively, probably not a great idea. Yeah, especially with the bishop on a7. Just having trouble deciding what to do. I guess queen f3 is pretty good. You could play queen h5. But he's not, like, clearly straight up totally lost. Like you would think. I keep feeling like I'm just going to be up a pawn in a Marshall-like position or something. I must have missed better. We both did. But this is a faster game also. He tricked me with the 5+5. I mean, I saw it, but still, I have a pace I play. I normally play a certain speed, and I chose to play regardless. Trading queens. Do I win material here? Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of unconventional in that rem chess, playing 7+5. But it gives us a little bit of extra time to, it gives us a little bit of extra time to, like, talk about the games and stuff. That's why I like to do it. Yeah, but it's fine. I saw you were challenging me 5-5. I accepted it. Wow. He's tactically, like, very accurate. You know, he keeps, like, finding these little moves that maintain his position. But I like to induce f5 if possible. Accurate. It's accuracy, man. We gotta be accurate. f5 will block your bishop. I'm covering d3 too, which is really annoying. If your bishop gets, I mean, your knight gets into d3, that's massively annoying. And f5 will weaken your dark squares. So I don't know what to suggest for black. You have to move the knight or play f5. I mean, those are your options. Moving the knight allows bishop takes c6, which is pretty bad. So I think you have to play f5 and suck it up. And then I play bishop c2, and white is clearly better. Obviously. But you're still in the game. Here, I don't really consider you still in the game. It's too much material. That's too much material. I mean, you're nice that your pieces are active, but you had to play f5 there. That Og is paranoid. I just like to keep people honest, like occasionally telling untruths. He just, you know, you got like a random audit. It was just bad luck, Nedog. Mostly I tell the truth. You got randomly selected for an analysis audit. f5 was good. Well, I wouldn't call it good, but it was kind of the only move. Good relative to other moves. Absolutely. He had to. You know, it was the only way to not lose further material. Now he just, like, dropped a piece. He was in the game until that, objectively. We'll take a very quick look after the game. I'm curious about the opening. I mean, clearly d5 was like insane by black, but you know, I'm sure I played this inaccurately. Oops, I hung my h pawn. See, that's, you've been randomly selected for audit. See? That's what Nedog's talking about. Never believe what I say. We gotta keep him honest around here. Perhaps I should just play d5, but I'll be fancy. You remember what? Buccaneer Bill? That's like when I first met Nedog. We weren't really friends back then. Just knew who each other were. You weren't really into chess, seriously, is the thing. Like playing in tournaments or anything. You started pretty late. You're late. He's a late bloomer, that Nedog. I was a late bloomer, but you like are on another level. Nedog was a virgin until age 37. There's always a chance. With a look, ma, no stalemate. So how does my knight get there? Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. How does my knight get there? Alright. Let's check it out. Check it out, Wendy. Check out the snowcat. Alright, so the first question is A6. How does it stand? 141 games. It is officially a move. Played by someone named Carlson Magnus a few times. So it's an interesting inclusion, and taking on C6 is definitely viable. Bishop A4, a few people have played Bishop C4. But the thing is now, it just occurred to me, we're transposing to the whirl attack now, because you played A6, Bishop A4, it's now not a Berlin defense anymore. You're transposing to whirl attack, so let's look for Tivyakov games. Yeah, normally black plays B5. This seems viable though. C3. And now you play D5. Now D5 definitely is like the freaking elephant gambit or something. This is crazy. You're not supposed to do that. Okay, you can castle. This is what I recommended. Why are there so few games with castles? That's weird. Why are there so few games, period? Something weird about this position, man. I'm telling you, there's something wrong with the lichess opening explorer. There's something wrong with the lichess opening explorer. Like, there are not enough games, dude. They must have weeded out a lot of games. I mean, there's no way there's only like 50 games in the major databases with like the freaking whirl attack. Maybe like because the move order is different or something, because of Bishop C5, it's not really a whirl attack. I don't know. Anyway, like there's a very few games here. So D5's no good. And then I messed up. Wow. So the computer likes D takes C6. Yeah. This wasn't the best. It lets you stay in the game. But my really bad move was this, apparently. I could have taken on C6, duh. I win a piece. Alright, whatever. I'm just winning a piece. I didn't realize I'm just picking the whole queen up on D8. Yeah, that's kind of over. Alright, good morning. Miro, mate and mum. Mish Sport. And then someone's trying to sneak in a rated challenge, but we don't do that. TM Kutz, Hungarian. Make it non-rated, please. Hey, it's Miro. Asabate, gift shock. You gift shocked. Asabate, thanks for the gift shock. The gift shock to Rem shock. I have an idea. Oh no. There goes my idea. I thought you were... Dude, what is this? I thought you were playing like Bishop E5 check. Oh, you're doing the other system now. So what do you do against Knight C6? You're playing the bishop e5 too? See, that's the thing I was unsure about. I didn't know you played this line, Hey Sphera. Can black play knight f6 in this position, or is it just like bad? It's in the book. Yeah, I know it's in the book because Gawain Jones is like the freaking main propagator of this annoying variation. I played it myself years ago before, he was even like a household name. With white, I played a couple games. Yeah, it's annoying. I hate this variation. Remshock with an 80. We've got Bijak with a donation, Mr. Asterbay with a donation. I do this a lot. But my problem is that I get confused. I get confused because I confuse this with a Grand Prix attack. And then I'm like mixing these variations in my head, which is not a good thing. Because they're not the same. White hasn't played f4 here, So I'm not sure about this. I think this is a quite dangerous variation for black. And I'm not supposed to play it. After knight f3, the main move is like usually e6. Another good move is maybe a6. I played that against Mark Lyle. It's like I forget my own games. I forget what I'm thinking from time to time. Can you rejoin the line to play? Yeah, I'll allow it. I'll allow it. I normally don't because we usually have like a big list of players, but since it's like 4, I don't mind. Yeah, it's good. It's good to get some people here on Friday. It seems like Wednesdays are horrible. How long do you stream? I'm streaming till like 1:45 or something. Like another hour and 25 minutes. Development is a good idea. Acerby, mate in -3. That means you were mated 3 moves ago. That's a cool name. How differs the subs on Twitch and the other site? Well, the other site we only have like 5 subscribers. But I mean the point is, right? The point is that we're getting more benefit from the other site because they share more of the spoils of victory with the content creators. Spoils of war. I mean, the concept is good, but it's a question of how many people are actually going to watch on the other site on kick.com. So, guys, I'm streaming also on the site kick.com. Please check it out. My next stream over there will be on Sunday with the simul. The other site gives you a lot better cut, but there's less viewers overall, so it's it's not clear really. Well, it's not clear which is better at the moment, but I think it's worth giving it a try. That's why I did. What do I do? I like e6 actually. This reminds me of those games where I was playing the Pirts with a6 now. It looks like one of those, but I think that Miro's following the recipe pretty much here. On Twitch, we can donate with bits and gifting subs. Yeah. You can donate gifting subs there, but they don't have anything like the equivalent of bits yet. You have Sunday off. Sunday, anyone could PM on lichess. Someone PM Remshock on lichess. I could have played e5. My feeling about it is kind of mixed. It prevents d4, but it allows f4 break later. So, pays your money and takes your choice. Grandmaster Arthur Bisgeyer. Screw you. It had to be fancy with the rook d1. Okay. Alright, then I'm definitely going to play e5. I lost the tempo, but you played rook d1. Now he's going to sack a piece with d4. This dude's considering it. You're a sick individual. If you play d4, I'll just play queen c7. Right, Nedog? Sensei, he's probably like watching from a secret account or something. But it's possible he's finally so pissed that he'll never come back. Or maybe he's just busy with life. Did you guys see that yesterday? Post Malone paid like $2 million for a what is that tabletop game card? That, you know what I'm talking about. What's the tabletop game? Arsenal used to like to play Pokemon, but not Pokemon. What's the other tabletop game that's very classic? What am I talking about? No Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic the Gathering. Yeah, he paid $2 million for this extremely rare card. And the guy was like crying, you know, it was funny. But why did I bring that up? Oh, cause like Arsenal fan likes like Pokemon and tabletop games like that. Right. Right. Post Malone seems pretty cool. There's not too many like good celebrities. All right, Bishop e7. So anyway, I thought he was gonna bust the d4 on me just for spite. You know, if I were white, I would think about, honestly, like going back to f1 and just breaking with f4, because that's like strategically the plan anyway. Is a5 a problem? Whatever. All right, I'm not gonna like, you know, I'm gonna give you credit. It's a Roy Lopez. That's a bad move. I think that's a bad move. We've got him kind of out of his element here. It seems to be the method of playing as Hayes Miro is like get him in a closed position. You have a better chance. Is there a minimum donation amount to play h4? No, I mean, no. I'll consider it, you know. I'll consider it. h4 no matter what the position is. No, I thought you were talking about... No, I think you're talking about move 1. I think you're talking about move 1, and that's not something I'm willing to do. So... All right. That's something I would do. Otherwise, it seems sort of silly to play like random moves in random positions. I used to play a lot of lobsters. This is a reasonable decision by white under the circumstances. I think he's better off trading bishop for knight than bishop for bishop. If it gives me time, I'm going to move my knight and try to trade, the more favorable exchange there. So how would you evaluate this position? I would argue that it's maybe like microscopically better for black, but I might be biased. I like the f5 break, to be honest. Is a5 a problem? Maybe I should play like a rook move, the Aster mate. I've been doing this a lot lately. We're playing with Svechnikov. Nedog, are you still using chess base? I hate chess base. No, there's no good alternative to chess base. It's a freaking monopoly. But I'm not a professional chess player in a strict sense. I'm more like a chess coach. I'm not training professionals. I'm training amateurs. So I don't necessarily need to use chess base. If I was training professional players, I guess I would have no choice. I can live without chess base. I don't like the company. I don't like, their whole thing. Damn, I'm gonna blunder. But bishop g4. Maybe I should just play g6. I had enough of chess base. I gave them enough chances, and pretty much sick of them. I mean, there have to be free database programs that you can use, and the features aren't going to be as good as chess base. But chess base is like, dude, I'd rather just not go there anymore. They just are not modern. You can't upgrade, and it's just I'm not gonna buy chess base for the 10th time, and I don't like doing pirating stuff. A lot of people pirate their software. I'm not gonna do that. And Fat Fritz 2 was disgusting. I mean, but the owners of chess base is out of it, Frederick Friedel. They just sit back and collect some checks while some other people keep the company barely running or whatever, Well, I'm not here to criticize them. I don't want to buy their product anymore because it's I bought it 4 times and I can't upgrade, so I don't want to use it anymore. All right. Well, enough is enough. Good positional play by Hayes Miro here. Yeah, Fat Fritz. I obviously didn't like that. He got mixed up with that weird Brazilian guy. I don't remember his name. See, that's the thing. Frederick Friedel is just letting all these other people get involved. Chess Base India, the Brazilian guy that did the Fat Fritz stuff. And there's all this shady stuff going on where they start marketing dubious things, and chess base should be put down. Do you think the pro chess players would migrate to achieve modern chess base clone? I think honestly, the future is some kind of online database. I know that ChessBase has an online database, but I think downloading software and installing on a computer is a thing of the past. So the future of chess databases has to be like maybe a subscription sort of thing. I know that ChessBase may have something similar, but I just personally am done with them as a company. It's a great game by White with the two knights, man. Absolutely fantastic. I don't know what to do. I'm like committing suicide here. When in doubt, commit suicide. You heard it here first. That's great advice. Hey, Smiro, I don't like you anymore. I'm getting totally outplayed. Oh, we talking bronies again? I think the question is like how profitable are chess-based products? You know, chess database products. Is it worth, programmers spending tons of time on it or not? I mean, amateur chess is where the money is, to be honest. Nobody's gonna like get rich by creating a program for chess professionals. I mean, how many chess professionals are there in the world? Not that many. Damn, this is still messy. We had a really shaky position sort of throughout here. This is about the best my position has gotten. Famous last words. What are you doing over there? Come on. What am I doing? What are we doing? Just keep making mistakes, man. I just keep making mistakes. That's what I do best. Miss obvious moves and stuff. Okay, I didn't expect White's last move. He saw it! God damn it. He sees everything. Now we're really like making random moves. Oh my god, you had that? You even had that. You had G freaking 4. God, this game is a nightmare. Make it end. I don't want to think about this game anymore. I had to be like worse throughout a lot of this game. Master has a check. Oh no, no checks. Oh, come on, no checks. population of pawns has decreased on the last move. Pawn population. Damn, you're like picking up all my pawns. Can you stop that, please? Can you freaking stop that now? Can you stop taking all my pawns? Oh my god. What an effort. What an effort that I put into like not winning or even losing this game. It's unbelievable. We combined to make me the winner. Nice job. Alright guys, I was missing the chat there for a long time. Well, I mean, Hayesmere showed that, you know, I'm off base if I think he can't play with like closed positions. He played very, very well this game. I'm sure I was like lost at some point. Not at the end. He has a draw. He reached a draw 3 pawns down. That's really good. All right, anyways, onward and upward. I've got about another hour left, guys. I'm just gonna go out for a second. I'll be right back. All right, everybody, we're back for another hour. We have one more hour here. Hayesmere, good game, sort of. I know, apps using your location. All right, Mish Sport. Michelin starred chef. What just happened? Nothing happened. Let me see the opening before we go on. How bad did I butcher this opening is the real question. I hate this variation with a passion. I hate this variation so much, I just don't even know where to begin. Knight a5. Knight e5 is interesting. Okay, anyways. Knight f6 is a move. How bad is knight s6, incidentally? Oops, sorry. It doesn't look like it's bad. So knight. My question would be like the capture, So it's not a problem. I can play this way. Okay, this is interesting. Why does the ability to play f4 and turn it into a Grand Prix attack, though? James Schuyler. Who is James Schuyler? Was that like some player who was my generation? Or some old guy? He's still alive. Alright. Snedsteg? I am old. Duh. Wait a minute, what happened? Snedsteg, you were in the list? Let me check the opening before we go on. So 94, knight of 3. Normally I played a6 here. Knight takes b5 is a bad move, I think. Knight takes b5, knight takes b5, d6, okay. Usually d4, but he castled. And then I played knight f6, attacking the pawn. So d4 is a gambit. Look, there's no games here. What the heck? There's literally no games. Wow. Why is there so few games in this position? Tonat Min. Okay. Yeah. Alright, whatever. So it's not a really typical move order for that variation. I'd have felt comfortable in that line. That's weird. Okay. Snedsteg, you're up. Sucks how much lichess game analysis sucks. That's a lot of sucking. Snedsteg just gifted a tier 1 sub to two tasty guys. Okay, yesterday I had this weird desire to start playing the Caro-Kann again. I don't know why. I've always wanted to play the Caro-Kann, but had really bad results with it. Yeah, this is an annoying variation too. I tried this with white. But you're not going to play that knight f6 thing, the knight g5 thing. If I take on e4, you're going to play an endgame. Knight g5 isn't good. I did that the other day. Why can't I play like bishop g4? Just not particularly effective. Whatever. Oh, only subs get to play? No. No, it's not like that. I'm taking the challenges, I'm getting them in order. Rude God Mode, are you Mitch Sport? Snedsteg was actually in front of you on the list, but he disappeared and came back. Normally I do that sometimes. I'm taking subscribers first. But on Fridays I usually I just play. I'm also very bribable. Nils, did you quit chess again lately? Have you quit chess lately? G6 sideline. What, like here? I thought about that. Yeah, you're next in line, Mitch Sport. You sent it multiple times. Are you would you challenge me and then challenge me again? I mean, I don't know, guys. Just have to. I go with the list I've got here. I'm only favoring people if they bribe me, which hasn't happened yet. I will not favor anyone unless there's a financial incentive. Favor you. I can be bribed, of course. So what do I do now? I have no particular attachment to that g4 bishop, by the way. If you want me to trade it off, that's something I can arrange. Bishop d6 is interesting. Oh, you changed because you won 7-5. Alright, yeah, you're up next. Snedsteg was in there lurking. So you probably before him in your original challenge, right? Alright. Could you please say a few words how streamers should be super kind to the viewers? Especially the trolls. Right? G-Souts? We should be extra nice to the trolls. The troll is so relative, though, right? I mean, how do you define troll? Yes, that's why some people like more kick comms. Kick comms. Kick them in the nuts. The new standard Blitz is 3-2 now. Yeah, I quit playing Blitz unofficially. But I would prefer to play 5-0 to 3+2, I guess, if I have to choose. I don't like starting with the 3 minutes. It feels like I'm playing bullet already. You know, I'd rather have the 5-0. In general, I like the increment, or at least I'm used to it. In like, you know, over the board games and stuff. I've become accustomed to it. But 3-2 seems like it's pretty close to like 2+2, which is bullet basically. Nadog is gifting a tier 1 sub to Blobix. Nice. Nadog with a first gift sub. Nadog with his first gift sub. Nice. That's a big bass you got there. If you play the Philidor with the white, is he played the Philidor with the white? Yeah, I mean, basically. But, you know, this is a really popular variation. If you look at the Opening Explorer, yes, it's kind of passive, but there's tons and tons of top players who started playing this because it's solid in the end game after pawn takes pawn is slightly better for white. It seems like a weird fashion to me. But it's not just like no good players play it. Well, the way he's continued isn't really aggressive. So I said I was going to exchange bishops, but I mean, if you're going to put your knight on d2, I'm probably going to think about not doing that. Because I don't like undoubling his doubled knights, you know. That's a new way to call them. They're always called like redundant, superfluous. But I'm going to call them doubled knights. You don't want to like reduce his cramp by exchanging pieces now. I would have exchanged if he had to play bishop takes f3. And you could exchange, but objectively, his pieces are cramped in a little box. I'm not doing real well here either. I mean, both of us are cramped. I have all my pieces in this box. He has all his pieces in this box over here. You know, when your pieces are jammed into a little box, it means that they're not coordinating well and they're getting each other's way. It's kind of funny that both of us, there's basically this line of demarcation here. It's like in the Koreas, the DMZ or whatever. Someone crossed the DMZ at e4. And now he gave up his e4 pawn. Not a good idea. That's a very unprincipled move. Holy moly. What possible reason would you have to do such a thing? Pawn takes d5. Horrible positional mistake. Magnifique. Is Blobix here? How did you know that Blobix was French? You donated a gift sub to a French guy and then you started speaking French. What the heck is up with that? Did you even meet Blobix on our stream? Oh yeah, because he plays the Sveshnikov. You guys you can bond. You can bond with the Sveshnikov. Sveshnikov bonding. You speak French, of course, because you're a Mexican Italian. It makes total sense. Why? Again, I'm not sure about this. It's really probably better just to exchange bishops on e2, objectively. That is a little weird. Like, his knight is not protected by anything on g5. I'm pretty sure. I don't know about this. Black has a good position, but I don't know if that was the right move. But I literally had, like, two options. Yeah, of course, bishop h5. I mean, what else is he going to do? Max Italy. You're from Max Italy. That's what I heard. That's like far east Mexico. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty weird. Bishop g4. Specializing in brute force combinations. I guess he wants to sacrifice a piece. What about knight e6? Pawn e6. I can play knight f5. I can do a lot of things. Knight f5, bishop f5, queen g5. There's this problem with bishop takes e6 in some variations. There's no way that white's position is correct here. I guess castling makes a lot of sense, actually. He can sack a piece for 3 pawns. Knight e6, pawn e6, bishop takes e6, check. That's only 2 pawns. Yeah, I'm going to castle. I mean, it's a super weird position, but there's no way that white's position is correct. You know, I'm sure that if you toss this on old Fritz or battle chess, it's going to come up with a pretty significant slight edge for white. No, thanks for the gift sub. A Max Italy. Yeah, go back over the border. We'll see you on the other side of the border, man. Get some moving. Get some moving done, man. Moving season is upon us. I didn't see this, but it's kind of a standard situation where I would think like the 2 pieces is still better, even though he got 2 pawns for it. I didn't see this. I'm very deep. It was a deep combination. Stockfish freaks out if you sacrifice 2 pieces for a rook. Like it requires that you have like 3 pawns for the whole combination usually. There's some cases where it's like you sack a bishop and a knight for rook and 2 pawns, and it says like the side with the bishop and knight is up like 3 points of material and stuff. The engine just hates giving up 2 pieces for a rook. I mean, I guess it's basically right. Man, there's some active pieces here for black. No big deal. This has to be good. It has to be good. All my pieces are in, man. Look, every single... Okay, knight e7 is still not with us, but he has some kind of bullshit with bishop e3 or... That probably doesn't work. Bishop e3 fails to knight takes f3, queen f3, d4. So knight takes e5 or something else. I mean, I don't trust his piece sacrifice. You know, Sensei played very coffee house style in this game. He's been playing too many, like 1300s or something. Who was saying that like the other day that they didn't play strong enough opposition? Was it you? Somebody had mentioned this. You know that their game was sucking because they weren't playing strong enough opponents, and I think that is a significant thing. On the other hand, like you don't want to play too many strong opponents because it makes you like afraid to do anything. That's why I quit playing computers for practice. Playing computers all the time just makes you like terrified to do anything. Ooh, rook takes e5. All right. Ooh, I doubt this works. Hey, I'm not even down any pieces. I'm only down pawns. I'm only down one pawn with the raging attack. Asperby gifting a tier 1 sub to Mishsport. Thank you. Guys, we're streaming until... Oh, we got 1 o'clock, so we got like 45 minutes. I'm up a piece. So that's saying I'm up a clear piece. What happened, dude? Mishsport is next. I saw like Mishsport is from Poland. I saw like on they must have a really good training system in Poland for chess because I saw like they did quadruple gold medals in the junior competition in Romania, like for under 18 and under 12. The Polish juniors had like 4 gold medals or something like that, or 4 medals, I don't know. Hungarians have really faded here, chessically, I feel like. We're winning. This is over. Hungary used to be like a powerhouse, but not as much anymore. I'm not a real Hungarian, I'm just a fake anyway. But I'm a migrant. But I've kind of adopted this as my new home. So I kind of root for the Hungarians. Rather than Americans. American. You're American. Alright. Yeah, Sensei, that doesn't look good, man. What happened in the opening? You did end up playing like a passive Philidor. Too passive. Is there any games where this has been played? No. The only games are Grandmasters playing black. Akasin and Krasikov. So basically, it looks like first off, Bishop e2 is bad. Nobody plays that. Actually, it's not that bad, honestly. Alright. It's really not that bad. But you drifted into too passive a position. Taking on d5 is horrible. That's a really bad move. I mean, your whole position is like strong point e4. It's the only thing you've got, really. Are there any weak players from Poland? Every time I get a challenger from Poland, they're really strong. Alright. We used to have one guy back in the years. He never comes anymore. Skaveningen. Duda's Polish, and I'm friends with his coach, Kyle Miton. He's a really nice guy. He was a friend of mine years ago, and I knew him since he was a teenager. But yeah, Duda's amazing. What do I want to play in this variation? Yeah, I remember Duda from years and years ago. He played here in the first Saturday in Hungary. when he was young, and he was already like very strong. He dominated, I think, in a GM tournament or something. But I didn't know who he was. He was like 2,500 and 13 years old or something. I mean, it was like, whoa, who is this guy? I have this like sudden desire to play this kind of closed Sicilian. I don't know why. What about D3? How bad is it? Is the real question. Well, you can do it. I mean, don't, just don't even think about it. Please don't trade pawns. Like when I used to be black in the King's Indian, I was always like afraid people would play the exchange variation. You know, most aggressive players won't do it, but you sometimes get people who do. I apologize for playing the closed Sicilian, but I'm experimenting with some new ideas with my repertoire. I like this idea of using G3 flexibly, kind of a hybrid system where sometimes I'm playing D4. I'm just kind of experimenting. You can't believe he didn't take. Well, I mean, I don't know. You know, if he's an aggressive player, he might not want to do that. Aggressive players don't like to trade queens. Um, you know, the other thing is I'm not sure how bad it is for me. I would probably take with the knight on e4, at which point the game is equal. I'm not sure about the ending if I take with the pawn. Black might, I might even be worse there. Okay, now it's basically, what is this opening? Is it King's Indian attack? No, because my knight's on c3. It's a form of closed Sicilian where black's playing e6. But what if this guy, like, you know, what if he plays like knight c6 against a normal closed Sicilian? That's where the hybrid factor comes in. We can force people to play stuff they don't normally play. Say this player, Mishsport here, you know, would react to the closed Sicilian with knight c6 and like g6 or something. And suddenly now he's playing like e6 in a closed Sicilian type position. You know, maybe he's not comfortable. I know the best move here has got to be d4. It's transposing to a King's Indian. d4, knight e2, e5. d4, knight e2, e5. Is black down a tempo there, though? Maybe he is. Maybe he's down a tempo. I love Yasser. Not like that. I wouldn't say I love Yasser. I respect Yasser, and I like his style. Love is a little bit of a strong word. Yasser is like the only American grandmaster, well, of the older generation, let's say, not the new guys. Yasser was like the only American grandmaster I never played in a tournament, because he never played in tournaments. It was kind of hard to play him. We literally played in one tournament in my life. Sarah and I think, believe it or not, maybe only played in one tournament at the same time. It's hard to believe he never played in anything. You know, he never played in the New York Open. He never played in the World Open. He never played Opens at all. So it was impossible to play with him. I played a couple Blitz games with him online under his secret account, which wasn't secret. I don't even think he played in the US Open. Maybe back in the day, like once or twice, they bribed him to play, like because Spassky was playing or something, you know. But in general, he would avoid the U.S. Open like all other opens. I played him on ICC. Yeah, I think I played him maybe like. I think we maybe played 3 games. I don't know. I think I drew one and lost two. I can't remember. I know there was at least one draw, and there weren't too many games, and I didn't win. But it might have been like 2 draws, 2 losses, or 1 draw, 2 losses. I don't remember. I really don't remember. But he plays a very, very positional style. It's nice. It's aesthetic. But the thing about Yasser that makes him dangerous is like he has deceptively good calculation for a guy who has an almost exclusively positional style. He's capable of calculating, very sharply if he needs to. So you got to be careful with him. He's not like one dimensional. But positionally, he's awesome. I kind of hate to use that word positionally because it's overused. Let's say strategic. I prefer strategic. Because people are like, what does that even mean? What is positional? For non-chess players especially, it's like positional. What does that mean? It sounds like we're playing Twister. Yasser will draw when he respects an opponent. I love when he played a match with Adams in Bermuda and all of their games were draws. That was just super embarrassing. They're just there to like milk the organizers for like free drinks and accommodation. It's really embarrassing. You have like a match and the players don't fight at all and just have like 6 draws. I'm sorry, dude. That's just lame. We're just there for dinner. I mean, I've been known for a lot of draws, but I never got paid a lot for those draws. All right. Never got paid a lot, period. Ha ha ha. It's a King's Indian. It's a bayonet attack with reverse colors, basically. It's not often you start with e4 and you end up playing the black side of the King's Indian, right? But there's an interesting parallel between the King's Indian attack and the closed Sicilian, I guess. They're essentially interrelated. Like b6. Are you threatening me? Are you threatening me? In sport, you better not be like a d4 player because then you wouldn't be uncomfortable here. What's the best move? Knight e1 or knight d2 or b3? Knight e1. I feel like knight e1. We're just going to play like straight up old school King's Indian. You can do whatever, Your knight on b6 is not that great. It would rather be on c5. So get in the c4, I don't care. Do your worst. I'm going to go for kingside play. I had this discussion with someone the other day, or maybe it was on one of my lessons, private lessons, where I was talking about the whole idea of playing a4. It's like playing a5 in the King's Indian, Is this a good move, necessarily? Because I'm playing on the opponent's stronger side, I had this discussion with Dvoretsky. We talked about, I guess the important thing is to be conscious of it. There are exceptions. But in general, you should not play on the opponent's stronger side. But how do you know, like, when you should and when you shouldn't? I mean, when is it a good idea to weaken your queen side when that's the opponent's stronger side? Should I play b3? to try to slow him down, or does that just like create more weaknesses in my position? That's the philosophical question here. I guess g4. Notably, black has not castled, so he's essentially playing like the bayonet attack, king's Indian, with with no castling. So how should a player on my level learn and practice openings properly? I know I have fancy play syndrome. Opening play and knowledge, on the other hand, is just bad. Well, I think like style should factor in. You're a pretty advanced player since Seg. Style definitely factors in. Your personal style, stylistic preferences. I have to admit I love the King's Indian, but I haven't been playing it in recent years, almost. But I miss it. Sarwan, he hasn't played in years, man. You know, his last years, I played in the U.S. Championship with him in like 2002, man. He was only like low 2600s. Low to mid 2600s, I mean. And he always protected his rating. Plus, you got to factor in age and rating deflation. Yastra's been insulated from rating deflation pretty much. By not playing, but he was going, you know, slowly down. Like everyone else. We got a locked up board here. So that's the break, of course. But I mean, I'm going for f5, you're going for c4. But at the end of the day, like, black's king is in the middle of the board and mine is not. I mean, that has to count for something. What does it count for? The f5 break can crack it open. But I was trying to play knight g3, so why am I holding off on that? An unexpected journey. Ooh, c3. What would John Nunn do? Speaking of John Nunn. Alright, I think we can do this. We're gonna make sure that we don't lose control of the center. But I'm not so sure, actually. Damn. Knight f3, bishop c5, check. Wait, what about the b file? There's nothing there? There's the fact that his king is still in the center. There's a check on b5. I have queen b1. It's kind of a dangerous situation for him, in a sense. Rook b1. Bishop c5. Damn. So he manages to cover everything. Wow. He can just cover everything. But f5 at some point. Gotta sack a piece here. Now it feels like a Sicilian again. This has to be winning. Famous last words. Yeah, I mean, black's toast here. Better be toast. All right. Thanks for the game. He never castled, you know? But I wonder if he was somehow okay. You know, he did c3. Okay, he doesn't have to do that, but what's the evaluation here? Computer says it's slightly better for black. Okay, it's a very complicated position. If black castles, I hammer him with knight takes h5. And he's got to play with his king in the center of the board. Knight g3, question mark, wow. So it wants me to play f5, okay. The engine thinks I should have played f5. I was concerned about, yeah, like this diagonal or something, but what did I expect you to play? Like take? Man, I've misevaluated this really badly. I wanted to play f5 and then I talked myself out of it. Another move is rook f2. That totally makes some sense. Like a classic King's Indian move. Alright, knight g3 was bad. I was lucky there. Okay, we got time for another game or two. TM is back. Oh, he's playing another game. Alright, I'm not going to play people who are playing another game, okay? I'm not going to play simuls against people. So if I get to your game and you're playing another game, I'm not going to accept the challenge, obviously. Root God mode. That's you? Well, I'm not going to play you if you're playing another game. I mean, you know, when you're done, I'll play you if you were in the list. Is that you? Is that you? Remchess? You're not playing the game. What? You weren't on the list, dude. You were totally not there. And you're challenging me to the wrong time control. Get with the program. Root God mode. 7 plus 5. You weren't even in the list. And you're challenging me to 5-0, which I don't play. I never play 5-0, more or less. At least not on my stream. So Remchess is playing the Bodler, attack the deadly Bodler. Why do people play this stuff with white? Why do people constantly play this? I don't understand. Is there some random like YouTuber who promotes playing bishop c4 against the Sicilian on move 2 or something? I just don't understand where it comes from. People just don't know opening theory and they're trying to, but it's so prevalent. Like, it's almost impossible that so many people play it unless there's some influencer out there like encouraging people to play bishop c4 randomly against the Sicilian. Okay, so he lost some time here. You know, it's not great for white to lose that time there. You should accept a second challenge to a certain price. Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't say, like, price is another thing. I'll play someone who's playing another game for a certain price. Hungarian spy. I'm a Hungarian spy. People constantly ask me why I've been in Hungary for 18 years. I have to invent, like, new answers all the time. I'm part of the CIA. I don't know about knight f6. This is like a closed Sicilian too. I work for the CIA. If I gave you a ticket to the World Series of Poker main event next year, I expect a couple of games at least. Yeah, I would imagine. That's a deal. Got a deal. Stead stake. Poker is for degenerates. That's fair enough. Yeah, I accept that deal. A few games. Personal, private chess training partner. And psychos. Are you a chess psycho? You have a love-hate relationship with poker, I take it. All right, or just hate. Learning chess. Root God mode is next. You've had this exact position 100 times. Exact. I love playing against this crap, to be honest. Because I'm used to it now. You know, every unrated player plays this way with white. It's so non-forcing that like there's literally a million things I could do. But in any closed Sicilian, if I do nothing, f5 will happen eventually. So that's like what I was doing in the last game with white. You know, white has a pawn break plan with f5. Black doesn't really have a break here. You know, like in the last game, black had c4. Oh, Nick Sans. Yeah, I don't know him. I know he's streaming. It's a Latvian, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've never played in Latvia, so I don't really know the Latvian guys. The only Latvians I know are Alex Shabalov, who's an American now, and Krivonosov. That guy's a creep. Who else? Yeah, but he knows Omar Ladva. What is he, a poker player? The Latvians are big on poker. Pretty good. The Baltics in general have a lot of good players. Polish too. I mean, it's close. I know there's some Polish poker chess players as well. Okay. The Scandinavians are. Well, the Baltics are different from Scandinavians, but, you know, they're in the same ballpark. All right. I will keep my word. Yeah, I've heard of the Ladva guy. Heard of that name, and I've seen his name pop up in the database. It's like a standard, some sort of standard grandmaster. Dingebrinker. I haven't been on Stars in forever. I have like 50 cents in my PokerStars account. I think I can't even play like a $1 sit and go. I like lost my last money betting on sports or political prop betting. Not on poker. What do we got? C2? Just C2. R2, C2. Actually, E5 might be my best move. E5, trading queens. Oh, you can go back, but that's fine. Okay, yeah, this is inaccurate. I should have played knight takes c2, but you should have played queen d2. So we're even now. But now you're going to lose like a full exchange and a pawn and trade queens. This is not good. But you played too fast, Rem Chess. We've got tons of time. You're not used to time control. Oh, Mr. Coffee's in the house. We got time for one more game, guys. Yeah, if I get a ticket to the World Series of Poker, I'm there. You know, interestingly enough, last week at the poker club in Budapest, they got out a chessboard. Some guys have a chessboard, like an electronic clock and a nice set, and it was like really really late in the morning, and they're starting to talk about playing chess for money, and there was talk about, you know, playing for like 1,000,000 forints, which is basically like $3,000, and they were very close to setting up a game where I would play, you know, some random dude for $3,000, but it fell through. I mean, there's a lot of high stakes players, you know, who are like, whatever, yeah, I'll play chess for $3,000. It's okay. But it's, you know, not often I get an opportunity like that. Didn't happen, unfortunately. Um, $50 bill. Dude, what can I say? I lost all my money on NFL and prop betting. He has no emotions. Uh huh. Yeah, chess players. I've known other chess players who are good poker players, obviously. There was one guy in the Czech Republic. Can't remember his name now. We played in some tournament in Prague, or maybe it was at another poker event. I can't remember his name. He was like a 2100 chess player. I mean, there's a lot of good chess players who play poker, obviously. But you'd think the chess players would be more calculating. I mean, that's not surprising, right? Chess players aren't, you know, you're an exception, and maybe I'm an exception. I'm more of an emotional person, you know. I think for a chess player, I'm a very emotional person. Um, on the spectrum of emotion, you know. I'm way more emotional than a lot of chess players. I'm not like Jababa, who's like, you know, really high on the spectrum of emotion. But I think a lot of chess players are cold and calculating. That's kind of like, you know, that's kind of the modus operandi. I mean, obviously Jababa has, like me, you know, some anger issues or lack of emotional control. What amazes me about Jababa or Yobaba in Hungarian, the fact that he got to 2700 with that kind of lack of total emotional control, you know, that's freaking unbelievable. You know, I mean, he's basically like Mr. Tilt, you know. It shows amazing talent that he could even get to that level. Um, yeah, it's really weird about Daniel Cates, by the way. Like, I never met him, but there was a time when he was actually like supposedly living in Hungary. Some years ago, it's like very weird. A lot of people would like move from the States to, you know, some random country. I think he was actually living here at one point. But you know, yeah, I mean, he's like a autistic loner. Yeah, Shirov. Well, Shirov, if you see his style, you know, I guess there's something to that. The players with the sharper styles may be more likely to be like emotional, but but not always. I just can tell that Shirov's a rage monkey from his Facebook posts. I keep getting Shirov as a friend suggestion on Facebook, but I'm not sure we would really identify with each other. Um, I'm not going to send Shirov like a friend request on Facebook. But he was raging about his like ex-wife or something in his Facebook post. I'm thinking, dude, honestly, like, just don't have like 6 ex-wives in the first place. No, that's planning. you're gonna have like 6 ex-wives or whatever, like don't complain about it. Like you did it to yourself. What do you think's gonna happen? One or two is like, within the, you know, the curve, but yeah, is it a Latvian school though? Even Tal could play like really, really like calculating and rationally. He wasn't like a raging player, man. He was just amazingly creative. But there are a lot of creative players in the Latvian school of chess, beyond Tal. That's interesting. But, like Nimzovich was Latvian, um, for example. Tal seemed very like he liked to drink and stuff, but he seemed pretty stable emotionally. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. I might have time for one quick last game. But Rem Chess fighting it out here. If you have 6 ex-wives, no, I don't know. I don't think Sharov has 6 ex-wives. I don't know how many he has. It's just a meme. I'm sorry, Alexei. I'm just using you as an example of people who have too many wives. You can never have too many. The convo was great. All right, learning chess. One quick last game. You think chess players who get into poker have some advantages? Yeah, I agree. For me, like, my biggest strength is my ability to analyze the opposition and concentrate and also stay calm in stressful situations. Like I can play the final table of a big tournament online and like turn the chat off and not even like care if it's a deal or not or something like that. I've played so many chess games and there's been so much stress that I'm used to it. I'm used to dealing with stressful situations. Even if I seem like nervous on the outside, people think I'm nervous on the outside, but I think that's true. A lot of people, like people who seem really nervous on the outside, are usually calmer on the inside. Alexander Ivanov was like that. He would like always have like he looked like he was having like a panic attack or something, but inside he was like really really calm and concentrated. It was just you could like externalize the nerves. Just because people look nervous on the outside doesn't mean they're nervous. Like inside, I think they're different things. I'm more concentrated when the situation gets like sharp or tense. I do better when the situation becomes critical, and I'm more highly motivated. I've always done well in high pressure situations. Competition is competition. It's not a question of whether poker has anything to do with chess. I'm talking about dealing with stressful situations in a competitive setting, whatever it is. You can anything. Of course they overlap. Any games automatically overlap. Competitions overlap. Leningrad, Nimzo. But the more intense I get, the better my concentration gets, and the more I forget about like being nervous or whatever. The long run, you like saying mysterious things. The long run is ambiguous. Okay, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, I'm just saying, people who like are emotional and others who are able to stay calm in crazy situations. Because of chess, because I've played like over 2,000 competitive chess games, I'm pretty good at not panicking, when things get weird or whatever. And I'm good at saving bad positions. Queen b3, I've never seen anyone play that. My move order may be a bit funky. Oftentimes black will play h6. I'm not sure if there's any sense of 8 in h6 anymore. But I guess I might as well just take on d5. At this point, you can't recapture the knight, so you gotta take the pawn. I don't know, though. Maybe this is a mistake. The Leningrad Nimzo is the least... It's like the least common variation. And I've always had this problem that when I'm black against the Leningrad Nimzo, since I have the least practice against it, I think I have the least understanding and the most difficulty. It's also very hard to play with white, though. One of my best friends used to play Leningrad Nimzo all the time with white. But he's definitely in the minority. Yeah, this is probably not good for white. How to improve position understanding? Jeez. Watch my stream. The Middle Game by Uwe. The first book I would recommend is Reshevsky. The Art of Positional Play. The one problem with that book is that it may or may not be available in algebraic notation. My favorite book for positional play is Reshevsky. I think that's one of the most all-time classic books of all time. But a lot of people don't even know it because they only watch like YouTube videos. Sammy Reshevsky was like many times U.S. champion, one of the greatest players ever. But he was primarily a very strong strategic positional player. Some people might not think his style was that, exciting or something, but he has a lot of good examples in that book of strategic play. There is a lot of chess books, I'm sure, about the subject of positional play. I think it's much harder to learn than tactics. But I wouldn't know where to begin. Like, there's so many people who've written on the subject, probably. I would go with Reshevsky, because it's classic, It is a problem, though, if it hasn't been published with algebraic. I have like 6 old copies that I bought because I was afraid like it would go out of print or something. Or maybe I have 4 or 5, but a lot. I'm always exaggerating stuff. I don't really want to take your bishop on g3 necessarily. I mean, rook e8 is fine. The question is the next move. What does white do now? That's what I expected. If he castles kingside, the situation is a little bit different. I feel like more comfortable about exchanging knight takes g3, but I don't know, guys. Maybe I should take it. We're going to have to be careful here with that long diagonal. I mean, where's he going to go? Maybe bishop f5. Mr. Coffee. Yeah, it was a nice... You're afraid to go back to poker MTT. You had a huge score? Don't think it's going to happen again. Yeah, tournaments, man. That's why I kind of quit. Like, it's just really hard. It's an emotional roller coaster. Unless you have, like, unlimited money. The variance in playing, like, large field poker tournaments is ridiculous. I mean, it's okay if you're like a millionaire and you don't have to worry about money, but most people have to play cash who are like trying to play poker for a living. Um, because I don't have a big bankroll and I was not backed by anyone but backing myself, I was always like really stressed by you know, variance and not having a cash for months or something like that, and it was too hard emotionally, you know. I was like really stressed out. I was becoming like paranoid. Maybe I wasn't, but you know, it does crazy things to you. But I never really played cash. I mean, I played cash with friends, and but I agree. I would agree. You know, it's kind of the more sensible thing to do. No, it's poker is not an easy, you know, easy game anymore. It was at one point, I would say. Now I have this move, c4, which is kind of in the works for a while. Oof. So c4, or just do I have even stronger moves like knight takes g3? No, this looks best. Now that's a Benoni acerbate. That's a nice Benoni you've got there. That's a mighty nice Benoni you've got there. Acerbate loves the c4. He loves to play c4 in the Benoni. But this is a snake Benoni. It's a special. Yeah, dude, it can make you crazy. Plus, it's a lot of time. You know, I invested an amazing amount of time playing online poker, and I kind of regret it. You know, at the end of the day, maybe I should have like really tried to become a chess grandmaster instead. Although a lot of people would say that was the sunk Benoni, snack. This is a snack. The great snack Benoni. That's a nasty Benoni you've got there, Mr. Acerbate. I think cash is boring, to be honest. That's my problem. Cash poker is boring, honestly. Tournaments are fun. You have a lot more dynamics. There's the added, you know, dynamic of the changing blinds levels. I think that makes it a lot more interesting from a perspective of someone who's competing at chess in tournaments. There's the tournament aspect. I just never enjoyed playing cash poker. It's just not fun, you know. It's just like boring compared to tournament poker. Yeah, but it's really frustrating. On the other hand, yeah. Oh boy. All right, what are we gonna do now? Bishop d3 only wins the exchange. If I take here first, I gotta go, guys. It was fun chatting. I guess he should really play, believe it or not, knight takes, right? No, he loses his rook anyway there. Yeah, bishop takes g2 check. Well, there's always the dark squares. I could get mated here on g7. His bishop's just not in the right place. Not at the right place at the right time. He needs to play like queen d4 and then bishop here, bishop c3, and then check maybe on the diagonal. I'm good. I'm good. We're good. Open it up. Open them, say, ah. No. All right, we're trading queens. Pragmatic decision. He was trying to arrange bishop c3. This is not good for white. Not good. Not too good. You're down the piece. So what happened there, man? This is bad. Ugh. Yeah, I'm sorry. I have to decline this last challenge. Epic finisher. I have to go. Bishop G5, C5. H6 is the main line. C5, D5, D6. H6 is the main line. And then I've never had anyone play this move against me. I guess there's a reason for that. We'll occasionally see like Queen C2. You know, more commonly the queen will go to C2. This is really not good for white. Takes, castles. And then you have to play E3. I mean, this is the ultimate snake Benoni, is what it is, man. And once you tried to play the snake Benoni and you played this position, oh man, this is a great snake Benoni, you know. All right, guys, I gotta go. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on Sunday on kick.com/Sladgie. Thanks for the gift subs and for watching. We're gonna stream on the other site, kick.com/Sladgie on Sunday. Simul 25 players. We'll see y'all there. 6:30 p.m. CE. ST. Guys, donate, support the World Senior Trip, October. World Seniors of Poker. That's another thing. I can actually play in like senior poker tournaments maybe. Now that I'm over 50. We'll see. All right, guys. I'll see you on Sunday. Take care. Bye-bye.